Hello everyone. In this video, we will see the example of the Power App component framework using the dataset template. In the previous videos, we have already seen couple of example using the field template type. So in this video, for the dataset template type, I will show you what we are going to build. So this is my public repository. I will share this repository link in the description box of this video. You can download from there. So this is the uh, repository PCF. Under that, I have built the previous PCF component. Those you can find here. And this is the solution file DNLB dataset. This you need to download and put in your system. So this is the main file of the PCF that you need to download. This is the image of the PCF which I have built to show you the what we are going to build and what are the features are in this dataset PCF template type. So here what we are going to create is we are going to replace the existing subgrid with the table, and we will design the table with our own color and design how we want. Tables will have the rows in the alternative how you want to set it. Then I have added the feature like the search feature. When you search, it will search on any column of these table rows. And then I have added the feature the how many rows you want to display in the table. So per 10 records per page or 5 record per page, that also you can select from the drop down and change. And also obviously there is the pagination, so previous and the next pagination buttons are there. You can move previous and the next page based on the number of pages are available in the table rows. And in the below we are showing the number of pages we have and the number of records we have, so it will give these insight on that page counts and or the record counts. So this is the feature. And also one feature is you can sort the column on any column, like basically you can sort the record based on any columns. There is the all the column headers, these will be clickable. So when you click, then rows of those table rows will be sorted based on that column in the ascending or descending order. So these are the features we are going to build in this video as a simple dataset template. I hope now you understood. Now let's proceed to the coding side. So as I mentioned, you need to download this DNLB dataset zip file and put into your local. So you download it. When you download, it will look like this. Okay. So you put in your particular folder where you want to build this PCF. Why I have created into this zip file is because I have not included the node underscore module here. So when you uh, download the zip file and extract, it will look like this. Okay, and here you can see I do not have node underscore module. I need to install it. So let's open into the Visual Studio this one. So I will open that. Okay, so in the Visual Studio it will look like this, and there is no node underscore module. So first of all we need to install the node here, node module. So how it will install, it will use the package references here, log package, to download those versions of the references, and it will put into the node module. So let's go to the terminal and execute that first command. So here we will do npm install. It will take few seconds and it will add that node underscore module here. Once it is added, now you can build your project. So let's build it. Npm run build. Okay, so build is successful. So now we are done. So we have just completed the, we have downloaded the zip file, we have run the npm install, and then we have run the npm run build. It has built the project. Let me tell you how it is done in the coding side. I'll just high level, I will tell you what are the things we have here, and then you can understand it. So when you build this and use it in your subgrid, you will understand how it is used. So obviously here in the dataset here, the in the manifest file, the name of this template, name of this controller I have given as a DNLB dataset. That is why the when I will import into my environment, then I will get this name there. The descriptions and all you can change it, and here you can see the data set. It is the when you bind this one to subgrid, the this is the name it will come. So that name you can give here. So only you can see the data set I'm using. I'm not using any properties field here, like the input or text field or single line text or whole number. Those kind of properties I'm not using. It is a simple straight data set type of template here. To create the template type project, I'll tell you the command here. So it is, you can use this one, pack PCF init namespace DNLB, your put your namespace, then name of the control you want to give, and template you have to select the dataset. As soon as you will do, it will initialize the basic template for you for the dataset, and there you will see only the dataset will be included, no other properties will be added. So I have used the same default template. Only thing is I have changed this name of the dataset, that's all. And also I have added the CSS file, so it is in my CSS folder here under this DNLB dataset, and this is the new CSS file I have added for styling those tables, drop down, search box, um, navigation buttons, and those things. So that CSS file is here, and the linking of that file is included here. So only those changes I have done into this manifest file. I hope now you understood the changes what has been done in the manifest file. Moving next, index.ts. This is the important file. Here we have created the controls, so obviously the container we need to build the component. Then we have search input text where the search query will be happening. Then the row counter, basically the number of rows of the table it will show for that one. The page size and the size of the page, and to display that one, that is the that element we have selected. The pagination control, the buttons where we will display previous and next, that control is here. And then some variable I have defined here. The current page will be 1 by default. The page will start with 1, and the number of rows per pages it will be 5. So this is the default setting of showing the records here. And the sorted column value will be null by default. When you click on any header, column header, then the sorting will happen based on those selected or clicked column header. So that is why this is the property used. And then it is ascending descending order. When you click this, automatically it will change. So ascending descending order. So this is the few properties defined in this index file in the top. And in the init function, here we initialize the container and the context, then we create the search input, and then you can see we have added the class list of the search input, which is defined in this DNLB dataset search input here. The styling, the look and feel of that search, it is defined into this CSS. All the CSS linking, whatever you see here, those are defined in this DNLB dataset CSS file. And also on the input of this search text, there is a function update table. This we are executing to update the rows based on the when user is searching something in the table. So it will as soon as user will be searching, the rows will be updating into the table. That way it is implemented. So once it is added, this input control of the text we append to the container. Below we have added the div container to show the row count, where the rows number of rows of the table we display. That control is here. The element is created and appended to the container. Next we are having drop down, like the per page we display, right? So this per page what we see, the control of this one, it is created here as a selected drop down. And currently we are having these four options: 5 record per page, 10 record per page, 15 record per page, and 20 record per page. And for these options we are showing the number of record per page, and we are appending this to the container here. And here for each drop down, when it is selected, there is a change event click. Change event listener is added here, and it will update the table based on the value here, and we'll pass it, and then it will update the table. So it will call the update table again. So when you search the something into the search box, it will call the update table. When you change something in the drop down of the number of pages, that time it will update the table. Update table will happen. So this is the event finding on those two fields. Then we are having the div element for the pagination buttons. We have just created the placeholder for appending the next and previous button. Currently buttons are not added. It is added in the update table. So below I'll show you how it is added. But as at now here it is initialized as a container for button, and this container is added to the main container. So this under this one I will be appending the previous and the next button in the below. So like that it is in the, obviously in the update view method. So here we have the update table called. There is no other call here. So update when the context is update in the subgrid, then update table will be executed based on the what we have search query into the search text box, and what are the number of pages we have selected, or what is the page number we are having. On based on those values, the table will show the records here. In the update table, in the function, we are having the we are creating we are trying to find the table body and table header. Basically we are checking if we have table already in the subgrid loaded or not. If it is not loaded, then we are creating the table elements. And for that, you can see under this context, we are having parameters and the controller name, dataset name, basically what we have given here, this dataset name we are accessing, and then under that we'll get the columns. So this will give all the columns of the subgrid where I'm binding this PCF. So under this column I will loop through all and pass it, and then for each column I will create the column header and append to the column header. Here you can see I'm appending. So basically if we have 3 column, 5 column, or 7 column, dynamically how many columns we are having, it will handle that one. So that columns we are appending to the table header. Then we create the table body and then append to the main container. So this is very simple. So basically what we do here, we are checking if the table element is already created. If it is not created, then we'll create the new and update there. If it is already there, only the table body we will make it empty, because we have to get the updated value, filter values, or the sorted values from the sorted record of the columns or of the tables, and then this update here table body. So that is why first we have to clear whatever the value of the table body we have. We will clear it, and then we'll use this populate table rows. Under that, you can see we are getting the sorted rows from the data set, the subgrid PCF, and then we are applying the filter based on the what query we have got it. So which any columns which includes our query search query, it will find those rows, and then it will give me the result as a filter records. And that filter records, if it is having any sorting logic click, any table header is click, then we apply the sorting here based on the ascending and descending. We'll compare, and then it will give me the sorted filter rows now. And that filter based on the filter rows, we set the some property like the total page, the start index, and those things, and the fragments, and then we create the rows here, table rows. Now this is the actual table rows which we add the with the value filter value, and then we put into the table body. You can see we are appending that fragmented rows as a table rows of those filter records, and then put into the table body. And then below we display the page count and the record count here. So very simple. So this logic in this method, what basically do is we get the filter records, then we check if there is sorting applicable. If the sorting is applicable, those filter is there based on the my query. I'll get that record, then I'll loop through those records and create the table rows and append to the table body. So because here the table body I have cleared here, right? There is empty. So now it will update the fresh value, filter value to the table body. Okay. Then here we have the pagination control here. So what we do here, here we create the buttons. So you can see we are having create page button one method here, and it will take the text and the action and then disable true or false. So here it will create the element button text what we have passed and the class it will add, and then it will be disabled by default, and then click action is here, so it will execute this action. So how we do, under the pagination container what we have created in the top here, in the init file, you can see it is the placeholder what we have created. Under this one we are going to create a new, we are going to create append a child as a create new page button, and which will be the previous, you can see the my left side arrows, it will create the previous symbol button, where the method, the action it will do is it will decrease the current page count and update the table. If it is right side next button, next, showing the next rows button, then it will have the page count increment, and then it will update the table. Very simple. If the if the page count has reached the total number of pages, then obviously it will be disabled, and in the case of previous, if the page count is 1, then it will be disabled. So like that it is done, and there is no implementation on the get output and destroyed, so it is kept as empty, no changes in into those methods. So now I hope you understood what we are going to do in this index.ts, and you can edit it if you want to add some different features to it. Okay, so I hope you understood. Now moving to the next, uh, there is no change in any other file. The package and PCF config and all those JSON settings are set up as a default. What we are, when we build it, what we get it. So there is no change in that. So only these are the changes into this project. So once it is confirmed like these changes we have implemented, now let's build it and deploy this into the our environment. So for that, what we are going to do, already we have run it, so I'll show you. Already I have connected to the environment. So here, uh, into my solution here, under this DNLB 91 environment, I have only two controllers available as of now. I will deploy that PCF first. So for that I have to connect. So already I have created, so pack auth list, we will see I have connected to the with this user ID on the environment DNLV91. So if you want to, if you first time when you are signing, then you can create the pack auth. It is pack auth create, and then you can provide the URL of the environment. Then it will ask you to sign in, and then you can be signed in to that particular environment. Like that you can create. And when you execute this one, then you will get the list of the connected environment into your terminal. Okay, once it is I have connected to my particular environment of the Power App, then I have to deploy it. So to deploy the solution, I need to know my solution unique name. So I'll go to the back here. So this is the solution unique name. To deploy that one, so I will use this one. Okay, here, so pack PCF push hyphen solution unique name, and then dot little by customization. This is the my solution unique name. So this name I'm going to give here. Okay, so that we will give. So when you execute, then it will connect to that particular environment DNLV91 and push this PCF into this solution. We'll wait for a few seconds until this publishing of this package is happening. Now it is importing the solution to the environment. is publishing the solution. So importing has been done. After importing, it will try to publish the package. So now it is publishing. It might take few seconds now. Okay, now it seems publishing almost has been completed. Now it has published it. So publishing of the package, it has been completed. Okay. Now we will see in this solution if it is coming here. We will go to the our solution in the Power App here. We go to the custom control. We can refresh it if you are not getting here immediately. Now you can see in this one DNLB dataset, this package, this controller, custom control, it has came into our solution. Now we can use it. To use it, what I'm going to do on the case here, on the sorry, on the contact, I have related records of the application because in the previous video we were setting the contact lookup edit, right? On the applications, we were editing the lookup of the contact. So here we were changing the lookup of the contact in the previous video. So basically under the contacts we can have the list of applications. So we'll go to the contact here and we have the related records of the applications here. So these applications we can put into the as a subgrid here, right? So these are, you can see the application view we are having as a related. So now I will create another tab on the contact form. So go to the contact table and then form, and then I will select the contact form here, and then I will add the new tab itself. I want to create a separate tab as applications, and then I will display the applications here. Okay. So this is the contact form. I'm going to add the one column tab here. Okay. So this is the tab. I will give the tab name here label as applications. Okay. We can change the unique name here applications. Okay. And under this tab, we have one column section and we'll add the one column section. Under this one column section, we will add this subgrid. And while adding this subgrid, we have to select the related table. So I will select the applications as a related table where it is related with the contact. So I'll select the contact. By default, I'm using the active application as a view here. So that view I have selected and done. So it will load the subgrid here. Now this subgrid we are going to replace with our PCF. And meanwhile, I'll just hide this label. I don't like this name. So this name label, it has been hidden. The section name is, we can keep it, no problem. And then in the below, here we under the component, when we select the plus component here, now you can see the DNLB dataset is coming here, which we have just now imported to our solution. We can select it, and if when you select, it will give the dataset display name and then the table where it is binding to and the views where which is using to bind. So we can select that. When you select, you can see it has been replaced with the designing of the PCF what we have created. We can select it, and then by default you can see the maximum number of rows currently. So it is showing only 4. So what I'm going to put, I'll just put as a default 5 as a maximum number of rows here. I want to show the record as a 5 rows per page, something like that. So I have selected default as 5. We can keep it. That's all. So no any other changes. I'm keeping as a default setting apart from that. I'm going to save and publish this form now. has been published, we can go to the our contact and try to refresh here. I will refresh this contact form now. I'll go to the contact. Under this contact, I have some application. Now you can see I have the application tab here on this contact form. I can select this application tab and then I will see my subgrid here. Currently, I have the 5 records showing here, and then I can change to the 10 record. We can select it, and okay, it is not showing here because the here we have selected the 5 records. We have to select the maximum because it is loading only the 5 records by default. So here I need to change it to something like 100 record. So that we'll get all the maximum record available into this relationship of this application and contact. So that a small change I need to correct. So what I did is under this subgrid, the maximum rows what it is showing, it was 5. I have changed to 100 and then publishing it again, so that we'll get all the related records what we have here, which is less than 100, so I can use it. That is why. So now it is published. Let me refresh this. It might take some time to affect that change. You can create the a PCF uh, of your subgrid and you can use it. I hope this video was useful to you and you have learned something. And thank you for watching this video, guys.